Hey name tags and welcome. This is Ash from Heal My Tech, helping you go from newbie to techie. So what we're doing today, we're doing the top 10 free legal cross-platform software for Windows, Linux and Mac to create YouTube videos. Okay, so where am I? I'm kind of a bit confused right now. So in today's video, I want to share with you the top 10 absolutely free legal open source cross-platform software that they will work on Windows, Linux and Mac, and they don't require internet connection, and you can use them to create videos for platforms like here on YouTube, which are the exact same software that I've been using and that I'm going to use to create this video, minus the video editor for today, but I'm going to show you the video editor I use. Okay, so don't go away. We're going to kick some software piracy butt, and if this was a normal video, I'd be saying roll the intro by now. Okay, right. So this is a last minute spur thing, and I do apologize. Where is my live stream thingy? Okay, now it might surprise you to know that in the 5 years that I've been doing computer and tech repair, and in the last 4 years, but give or take, I've been a bit absent sometimes, that I've been doing YouTube, that I've actually never paid for a single software. Even for my clients who needed anything done, I've managed to always find a free legal open source software to fix any problems. It's quite amazing, and in today's digital world where there is a lot of competition, and that the companies, they want us to try their products, many are offering products which are really good, and there's always going to be a difference between the free version and the pro version, but for the most part, I believe, and I am an example of this, that hi Adam and hi Muhammad, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Okay, so I'm an example that you don't need to buy software unless you need to buy that for a specific reason, which is going to be excluding most people's general use. Good question. People pirate all the time. That's why I'm doing this video today, Adam. I am a living example, and I'm sure there are many other people, that you don't need to pirate software. I don't want to go into the pros and cons or ethical discussions about piracy. My 2 cents, every type of software piracy is wrong. I'll put my hands up to that. Now, I've not really pirated software before in terms of cracked software. I have done something which wasn't totally, okay, extending some sort of trial thing, which back then I thought it was fine, but then I found out it's not. But even if you were to consider piracy, I'm saying to you there is no need for that, because everything that you are going to need for your daily task, and even for like myself for professional work, well, if you can consider YouTube and doing tech repair professional, we don't need it. So we're going to dive right into it. Tomorrow, hopefully, I'm going to do a proper video, not a live one, because today is a bit late, and if I did start to do a recording and editing, it's going to take me way too late in the night, and I can't afford that. So tomorrow, I'm going to do probably a follow-up to this video of today, because today we're going to focus on content creation, so everything you need to do, or every software you need that to produce a video, and including the editing and publishing onto YouTube. And we don't need internet to use these software. But tomorrow I'm going to give you all the other software, or most of the other software that I use, that you don't need to pirate anything, and they're all legal, free. But tomorrow's video might not be cross-platform, and that might just be for Windows, but we'll see. Okay, sorry, my Arabic is not very good. I'm a very beginner student. I barely know a few words, so unfortunately, but inshallah soon. Okay, let's dive right into it. I'm going to switch to my screen and webcam. It's a bit freaky. Okay, right. So the first thing that you're going to need to produce content is going to be a Office suite, obviously. I've been using LibreOffice for a long time. Let me get back the YouTube stuff so I know what's happening. Okay, so LibreOffice, you may or may not know, is an alternative to Microsoft Office, and you can have this is like a Word version. It's called LibreOffice. What was it called? Office Writer. This is Office Calc. It's like Excel. And you can also have something like a PowerPoint, which is called Presentation. Okay, and you have other things as well. You have probably like for drawing. Where is it gone? Stupid thing. There we go. I knew this was gonna bite me in the butt to do this live. You've got drawing, which is like paint, I'm guessing. Okay. Right. So this is one of the free suites for Office alternative to Microsoft. It works for the most part, and if you only need basic stuff, that's going to do the job. And in terms of yeah, it is compatible with Microsoft Office. All you need to do when you are going to go and save, make sure you do save as, and make sure here there's a drop down menu that you save as Microsoft Word 2007 2013 XML, and this will be compatible cross-platform, hopefully not a problem. Okay, so obviously you need an Office suite like Word to be able to make notes. This is the first thing to plan your videos. Okay, we'll get to Sony Vegas in a minute, but I've got an option for you, Adam, don't worry. Okay, so next up we have, what have we got next up? Oh, I've just done a mistake here. Right, next up, pointer focus is the very mouse cursor thing that you can see me use right now. This is a free version. Okay, it's called Pointer Focus. It's really handy because when you want to do tutorials on YouTube for screen recording, you want to get something which has a bit of a highlight around it. This one's got yellow. You can kind of configure it to your liking. This is the obviously free version, and when I use it, I have this little window. You can always buy the professional version. To be honest with you, I'm not sure what the professional version will give me. That this doesn't, maybe some more customization, and it will definitely get rid of this little window, but it doesn't bother me. So that's I found to be quite handy to do. So okay, so that was number 2. Number 3, and this is what I'm currently using to do this video right now, and this is called Open Broadcast Software. It's a screen recording and streaming software. Let me get a picture of the, I think that's the one. No, that's not the one. Yeah, it is actually. Right. So as you can see on the screen right now, the Open Broadcaster software is kind of this whole thing. In the middle, this is just a picture that I've put of an editor, and at the bottom you can see there's a screen plus webcam, full screen webcam, and on the right here you've got a start streaming, start recording, and studio mode. Now I've been using mainly the streaming option, which is what I'm using right now to stream this video onto YouTube, and any tutorials that I do in terms of recording for YouTube, I use the recording obviously option, and it works brilliant. It connects to your webcam and also to the microphone. So and every time I open it, I select the webcam, and I'm recording with the webcam right now. And you can export the file or save the file as an MP4 or even MKV or whatever, but I tend to use MP4, and it's absolutely brilliant. So that's number 3. Again, cross-platform, brilliant. Okay, so what's next on our list? We've got Audacity, right? So Audacity, cross-platform. This is a audio recording and special effects manipulation for anything audio. It is brilliant. I mean, there are probably better, more professional ones. This is, some people are saying is getting a bit old, but you know, for what I do, it's really good. What are my specs compared to mine? Okay. Just briefly, I'll tell you, I'm currently using an old system, which is the AMD FX 8350, Adam, and R9 380, 16 gig of DDR3 RAM, so nothing great, an SSD, some storage, but I am going to be upgrading soon because I need it for video editing. Okay, so let me bring you a little audio. What do I have? Oh, this is rubbish. Anything else? Just wanted to bring a bit of an audio. I guess I'll have to do so. If we bring this to here, okay, so you can have, you know, the audio, you can bring in this two different tracks, and then you can add all kinds of effects. equalization, compression, noise reduction. Granted, you could probably use this in the editors that you use for video anyway, but I prefer this because it gives me a bit more control, and I've got to be honest, I haven't learned the ones for the actual video editor. Let me see if this can work. If I press record, is that going to work? I'm speaking into, there you go. Right now we are recording straight into Audacity. I'm going to stop that, and you can go and do all kind of effects like normalization. It kind of increases everything. There you go. So, you know, let's play this back, see if you can hear that. I'm speaking into, there you go. Right now we are recording straight into Audacity. I'm going to stop that. I don't know if you could hear this, but it works fine for me. So I tend to use this, and sometimes I record the audio. Although right now the Open Broadcaster software also records the audio, but you can also record it separately on Audacity, and then I tend to use that audio from Audacity, do some kind of post editing and effects, and then import that onto Video Editor to do the video. Okay. Adam, does it lag Windows 10? Absolutely not, Adam. It's been working fine, and in fact, if I didn't need to use some sort of you know, like special effects for video editing, I would probably not upgrade my computer whatsoever, because it works fine. I've got no problem with it. Okay, right, next up, so where we are now number 5, Snip Insights or snipping tool. Now to be fair, today I just downloaded Snip Insights, which is a cross-platform. If you're on Windows, you can just use snipping tool. What is snipping tool? It's this thing that you click, and you can kind of select a specific part of, you know, a window, and it will save as an image. You can also, you know, select the whole window if you want, but you usually will have to kind of save this onto like a Paint application and save it. But what I tend to do, but today I found that because the snipping tool is only for Windows, I found this one, which is called Snip Insights, is actually developed by Microsoft, but they've developed it in a way that is now cross-platform, so it's for Windows, Linux, and Mac, and it's actually quite good. I've been trying it. For example, let's do a little snip. Where is a snip gone? I can't find the snip. Where the heck is the snip gone? Snip, 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 library, ego. If you just kind of hover your mouse onto a window and click, and it takes a screenshot of the whole window, and it's brilliant. It's already saved. You can save it as a PNG or as a JPEG or bitmap. Okay, so it's really cool. So I tend to do this sometimes when I'm doing recordings and I need some sort of B-roll. Okay. Zulu67, just go ahead with this about. So we are today, Zulu, talking about we're talking about top 10 free legal open source cross-platform software that you can use. So they work on Windows, Linux, and Mac to create videos for YouTube. Okay, it's absolutely brilliant. Okay, right. So we just did Snip Insights snipping tool. Okay, now number 6 is the crux, and that's what you're here for, my people of the internet. I have found the best video editing software ever, and this is DaVinci Resolve. There are 2 versions. There's the free version and there's a professional version, Studio I think it's called. Don't quote me, but when I checked last time, even the professional version was £239 full suit, and as opposed to Adobe Premiere Pro, if you buy the software, it's one purchase for a lifetime. All the updates and the upgrades is free. And I'm told if you buy some of their professional cameras, I'm not sure about the Blackmagic Pocket camera, Pocket Cinema camera, but if you buy some of the professional cameras, you get the professional software for free. By the way, this video is not sponsored. As usual, I don't have sponsor. I'm very sad. Sponsor me, someone. Okay, so right, DaVinci Resolve. Now, guys, I've used Windows Movie Maker. I've used Lightworks. I've used OpenShot, Shortcut. I have used Filmora once, I think. What else have I used? Oh, HitFilm for Express, and obviously Adobe Premiere Pro. I'm telling you, don't take my word. This DaVinci Resolve, for one, it being the standard, I think, for color grading in Hollywood movies, this DaVinci Resolve is absolutely brilliant. I mean, it has quite a different learning curve to Adobe Premiere Pro. It's a bit more similar to Lightworks in my experience in terms of the nodes, but I've used it a few times now. I'm getting used to it, and it's really, really good. Like right now, you can see on the screen, you know, you've got a timeline, you've got a viewer, timeline, and this tab here is called Fusion. Is it gonna load? Did I click on it? Yeah, this tab is called Fusion. This is where you start inputting your media and to create effects, and then you've got a really good color grading option, and this is industry standard. And then you've got some audio manipulation as well, and then finally you can export the whole thing. And there are various, even for the free version, you can, I believe you can export in some pro format like YouTube Vimeo, but you can also do 4K in the, let me see, yeah, you can do 4K in the free version, which is brilliant. I mean, things like Lightworks don't let you do even 1080p, although theirs is also professional. So you should try it. The only two problems about this now, the free version for DaVinci Resolve and the Pro version are two complete different downloads. So I'm told on some system it might be a bit slow, might be a bit laggy, right? Like on mine, on the AMD FX 8350 with the R9 380, it's not great when I want to put some effects. But for a normal editing, if I didn't want to use any effects, it's kind of okay. Also, the other thing is there was something else, and I can't remember. I can't really remember. But for the most part, oh yeah, this is why I'm going to be needing to upgrade my computer, because I want to use some of the new color grading functions and a few effects in Fusion. Okay. Hello, Umbrella Rambo Esco. Welcome. Okay. Right, so give it a go. It's well worth it. I can see myself using this. I will keep using this for a while until I'm quite comfortable with it, and depending on the nature of my work, I'm probably going to buy the professional version. I will be the first time I'm buying something that expensive. But if it works when I upgrade my computer to a Ryzen chip and a better GPU. Oh yeah, I remember the second thing. This software, the DaVinci Resolve, is both CPU and GPU dependent, depending on the functions. Sometimes you'll see you're doing some sort of editing and scrubbing, and the CPU will kind of use up, and but for other features it's the GPU. But there is a way to select which one you want to go for, but I'm not sure. I've selected on auto, but you need to have decent CPU and decent GPU, because a lot of the features is GPU dependent. Okay, right. So DaVinci Resolve, brilliant, absolutely love it. I give it a go. I'm done with this nonsense about Adobe Premiere Pro subscription nonsense. But I will admit though, Adobe Premiere Pro is very easy to learn, a lot faster to learn. Can I code? Adam Harris, unfortunately no, Adam, I've never learned how to code, but I was a nurse before. I never learned how to repair tech, and here we are. So I will start learning coding soon, hopefully. Yeah, give me some time, dude. How about you? Do you code? Okay, next up on our list, where are we? We are on number 7. Okay, Pinter, GIMP, Adobe Photoshop. That should be CS2, and or Paint. Now, these are obviously for photo manipulation. Okay. I must have something there somewhere. Where is it? Pinter. I think I got Pinter. Is that Pinter? There you go. Like this. This is Pinter. This is cross-platform. You can use it to bring in some pictures, and then to create thumbnails, for example. Like, let me bring this one in. There you go. And then you can, add a layer somehow. How do you add a layer? Add a new layer, and then you can put some text, bold font. Let's put this as 150, and you can call it thumbnail. You can create all kind of thumbnails, you know what I mean? So using this, you can create thumbnails for your YouTube videos. I actually have used and sometimes still use something from Adobe Photoshop. This is Adobe Photoshop CS2. This is a legal software that they released, and they actually provided a code that I can use it for free. Like you can see, I'm loading Adobe Photoshop CS2 right now. I do have the code somewhere. I believe it's still working. It's nothing dodgy. This is from Adobe themselves, and so if I find the code, I'm going to put it in the link below, and I'm going to put a link to where you can go and download CS2 for free that you can use. Where's the thing gone? Stupid thingy. Okay, so there you go. So I also use CS2 sometimes, but like this version of CS2 is only for Windows. There are versions for Mac, I believe. I'm not sure about Linux, but you have Pinta, which is this one. Yeah, that's cross-platform, and you have also GIMP. I'm sure you've heard of GIMP. It's this one. Where is GIMP? Is that GIMP? Is that GIMP? Are we in GIMP right now? Yeah, GIMP. This is also a very powerful photo editor, free, absolutely free. Slightly different to Adobe Photoshop, but you get the same kind of end work and results. So really good. Okay. Next up, what we got? We have right. Obviously, once you have done your video and you've edited, you need to be able to view it. And who doesn't know about VLC? It's a brilliant little video player. It does a lot more than video playing, audio. There's also a bit of editing, I believe, and also a bit of transcoding or screen recording, but I've not really used their functions. I mean, I don't need to show you. You know what a VLC media player is. Who doesn't? Okay. By the way, have you noticed none of these are actually Windows' own proprietary software? So they're all third parties. Exception is the what's that called? The Insight, the Snip Insight, but that again is cross-platform now. Okay, and that's the beauty of it. All right. And where we at? We are at number 9. Okay, so number 9 is Handbrake, which is like is a very powerful free video compressor. Now what I tend to use this for is when I do a video, usually I will bring in a after I'm done with the whole thing, right, I would bring in the video and I would compress it, and I will keep both the original and the compression, the compressed folder. Web optimize, I usually call it compress, something like that. Where is it gone? Video. I just call it like video CMPRS compress. Click save, and then start compressing. The reason for that is I always like to keep a smaller version of a video file. It's really handy for very quick edits or pulling some kind of footage from there, or even when I want to send it off to social media, especially on a mobile phone. So you don't need like excellent uncompressed version. In fact, if I give you the compressed version and the original version side by side, you may not even tell the difference, especially on a mobile phone. Okay, so Handbrake, really good, awesome. And where we at? And finally, a last thing which I do, which may not be necessary for some people, but I believe it to be an essential part of anyone who uses a computer, and this is a synchronization application, because this is a problem that I've struggled with for so long. And whenever I used to make videos before, I would struggle with trying to update my backup. Now, synchronizing your folders and backup is different. Okay, as you can see on the screen right now, I've got two windows. The one on the left is my main C drive. The one on the right is a backup For example, for the Windows, sorry, for the videos, I've got a video backup system, which is this one. And I like to use synchronization as opposed to backup, because I need my folders and files exactly as they are, like a clone copy and updated. And I used to struggle a lot before. So this app I've been using, to be fair, on Windows, I've actually been using an app called Syncredible, okay? But it's not cross-platform. So the one I've found today is called, what the heck is it called? I just forgot it. It's called Free File Sync, but if you're on Windows, you can use Syncredible, okay? So Free File Sync, beautiful little thing. So you bring in your folders, you give it some kind of instructions to either synchronize one way or synchronize both ways, and keep the new files or delete the new files. There's a lot of issues. So I find this to be handy, and everyone should synchronize their folder, especially the personal data. Backup is different, because with backup you actually don't get the files as they are. You get a compressed encrypted file in ones and zeros, which you need to recover before you can use. So it's a long process. But in this way, when you synchronize your files and folders onto a different drive, then they are ready for you in case your first drive dies. So it's absolutely amazing. So I tend to do this, and every YouTuber should keep a backup copy of their videos in case there's a problem with the channel and you need to re-upload on a new channel. Okay, so let me go back to we're done. It was the 10 ones. Right, let me see what's happening here. I type my fingers. Okay, right. Okay, Adam, my dream RTX 2080 Ti. Of course, Adam, this is the beast of a card right now. But remember, the RTX 2080 Ti of today is going to be tomorrow's 780 Ti, because technology goes too fast. You're never going to be happy by trying to get the latest one, unless if you need it specifically. But if you get this, now the 3080 will come on, or even the 5090, or the freaking 1 million Ti X, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Right. So last point. Now guys, I forgot to mention that these softwares are for a computer platform, not for the mobile phone. I'm not entirely familiar with how to edit on mobile phones, although you could literally just film on a mobile phone and upload. There are apps, I'm sure especially with Android, there are apps that you can use to do all this stuff. Not as obviously intricate. Okay, so piracy, I'm not gonna encourage anyone to pirate anything. I don't think there's a need for it. Even if you thought maybe you can't get certain things, but then if you're an end user, then there's no need to get pirate stuff, because everything you need, I promise you will find a free version which works. Some of them might have a bit of advertisement to go with it, so for me they're not really a deal breaker. One thing though, you have to be careful when you do download any free copy or free versions of any software. Many of them will come with bloatware, So when you do download and install, make sure you don't select like standard installation or whatever. Make sure you always go for custom installation, so you can select and deselect things that you don't want, because a lot of companies are going to try and sneak in some bloatware. Obviously, they're giving it for free, so they have to also earn their money somehow, and I'm guessing it's advertising fees. All right, so if you got any questions about what we've talked about today, specifically the software that we've used to create videos for YouTube, shoot away. Please don't ask me other types of questions. It's not a general tech video, because I'm too tired, it's late, and it's too much. We'll keep that for another time. So next time, torrents, yeah, I don't want to comment on that. I'm not going to encourage you to use torrents. No need for it, bro. So that's your call. Yeah. So guys, thank you so much for this impromptu kind of little live streaming. I hope this was, at least beneficial to you, or at least get you to start thinking, maybe if someone like me can use free, legal, open source software to create videos on YouTube, and even for my own personal computers and for my clients, then something is to be said about our current digital world, whereby too much availability is made for us, and there's no need to consider piracy. Okay, so the last word is, if you need a specific software for anything that you need, especially for work, or if it's going to generate you income, no matter how much it costs, if that's the software for you, get it. Okay, sometimes free software or the workarounds is going to be a bit of a problem. So next time we're going to hopefully do a version whereby I'm going to give you all the other software that I use for my daily task, starting from the operating system to anything else really. And believe me, I've never paid for software so far. It's been amazing. So hopefully they'll continue, but doesn't mean I don't want to buy software. It just means I've always managed to find something legal and free and open source. Brilliant. Okay guys, so I'm going to be signing out. Thank you so much for watching. As usual, you know what to do down below. Leave me a like, leave me a comment, and subscribe if you've not done so yet. And I'm going to see you in the next one. So this was Ash from Heal My Tech, helping you go from newbie to techie. Until next time, peace out.